I'm kinda new with apologies. Holding back, I got history. Yeah, yeah. But
Good morning. First of all, I have lost my voice. One, I've done a lot of talking on the weekend. Two, it was, well, you wouldn't even think it today, but we had horrific winds on the weekend. There was like severe wind warnings out. I'm just getting the kids morning tea. Yeah, bud? You had a booger up your nose. Nice. And I think the wind speeds were like 110. Almost thought a few times on the weekend we were gonna lose the trampoline. It was really windy. So my voice, it's going. The dry air's just totally shot it. So I'm hoping it comes back in the next day or two. I am having my honey lemon tea because my ginger didn't come in the groceries last week, which is fine. And the second thing, I've actually got a tan on today. I find when I'm feeling a bit just struggling to get some motivation. I don't know what it is about having washed hair, shaved legs, a tan, your eyebrow. There's just something about when I look after, there's just something about when I do a tan for me, I just get a bunch of energy. I don't know why, I can't explain it. So I've done a tan today, and then I thought what I would do for today's video is I want to do some baking, not cooking. I have a freezer full of dinners. So that's why you haven't seen me do a lot of vlogs and food cooking, because I don't need to. I'm gonna bring you down and show you the kids' morning tea. I'm gonna keep talking to you. We've got strawberries, watermelon. Did you want some kiwi fruit, Eddie? Okay. And these are some little frozen date mini muffins I made the other week.
Are they frozen?
No, they'll be fine by the time you eat them, darling. So what was I saying? Yeah, I don't want to do any hardcore cooking. Yeah, you're each going to have one. I want to do some baking. I'm out of hot pancakes. I don't know if I'll make them today, but I want to do some biscuits. I can get you frozen blueberries. Oh, I've only got blueberries, darling. Son loves frozen blueberries. So yeah, I thought we might make some biscuits today. I don't have raspberries, darling. We're just going to do blueberries for now, okay? You've got fresh strawberries. Can you go to your little table, please? So morning tea's pretty basic this morning. Little Miss, she doesn't come down from upstairs. She's still playing in her room. So, and little Miss has just woken up too. So morning tea. So I want to make some. Now the dog wants out. I want to make some chewy, not crunchy biscuits, and what goes into it is going to depend what's in my pantry. So maybe this will help you guys if you're in lockdown and you want to do some cooking. You don't need much for it, and I have a pantry. I think it's like a staples video, things I always have in my fridge, freezer and pantry. I need to take it out now because I need to thaw a little bit before I cook. I always have butter, like cooking butter. Now if you're dairy free for whatever reasons, you can just substitute with like a veggie oil if you wanted to, or a coconut oil. But I always have butter. I always have flour, and I always have sugar. Some sort of sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, raw sugar. I always have sugar, and that's pretty much your basis for making biscuits. Yeah, having vanilla essence and extract is a bonus. I don't have any, I don't use it. I haven't had any for a while. Fillings is up to you. I'm gonna get creative with my fillings today. Maybe there'll be fresh strawberries I put in there, or frozen blueberries, or jam drops, I don't know, but I want chewy, yummy biscuits. So I am gonna do a cleanup of the kitchen. I've got someone coming today because our door frame's actually broken, and the glass is like just sitting there, so I need that to get fixed. I want to clean kitchen for whenever he turns up. Get that done, and then we are gonna get on and get creative with some biscuit bacon today, so you can enjoy it this afternoon with a cup of tea.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in.
Alright, so what you didn't just see then is the dishwasher didn't go into wash last night. So I've shoved all the dishes in the sink, so I'm gonna wash them. I know I've got the dishwasher on. So my kitchen looks clean, but what you see, you don't know. So biscuits, I'm gonna grab out my ingredients. I feel like I'm going slow speed today. I don't know what it is. Maybe I need a coffee and not a tea to wake me up. Well, I've already had a coffee. Now for crunchy biscuits, you want white sugar. Oh, my dog's just found a patch of warm sun outside on the grass that's covered in branches. I should show you because the wind was quite extensive yesterday. But first, to get chewy biscuits, like chewy, I want more, you need to use brown sugar. Brown sugar is basically just white sugar with molasses through it, and that gives it that chewy kind of texture, where the white sugar crystallizes and goes a lot harder because there is no molasses in it, and you get a crunchier biscuit. Just come inside now, doesn't matter. So I've got flour, my brown sugar, and some butter. Okay guys, got highly distracted by my kids, but I'm ready to go. So I've got my butter, I've got brown sugar, I've got flour, and I've got 2 eggs. Again, you can add in vanilla extract, vanilla essence, vanilla beans. I don't have any of that at the moment. And then you can add flavoring, or like, you know, texture to your biscuit, like chocolate chips, macadamias, dried fruit. You could put it like peanut butter. Well, peanut butter would be nice, but I could do half of peanut butter. I was gonna keep mine just plain. I'll keep them plain, so if the kids want peanut butter, I can make like a peanut butter biscuit sandwich out of it. Can you tell I've got a bit of a sweet tooth today? So what we're gonna do is we are going to put 160 grams of flour, 160 grams of butter. It's supposed to be room temperature. Mine's not, guys. Mine's not room temperature. And when it's not room temperature, what I do is I cut it up into smaller chunks, and it just helps break it down to blend in my mixer. So I just cut it up into smaller bits and chuck it in. Alright, so I've got my butter in, 160. I say 160, I don't know, maybe it was a bit more than 160, but about 160. I'm shocking at measuring. I'm gonna add 2 cups of brown sugar, lightly packed down. I usually like faster baking ones, but I'm doing a bit slower today to, I don't know, maybe share some tips around when your butter's not soft, you cut it up. But the reason sometimes you'll see a recipe and it's got like firmly packed or lightly packed is the molasses, because that's what makes brown sugar. It kind of aerates the brown sugar. So there's a big difference between just like filling 1 cup and then packing in 1 cup. Does it matter when it cooks? I don't know. It probably just means you get like an extra sweet biscuit. But there you go. That's why you'll probably only ever see it with brown sugar, to firmly pack or lightly pack it down. I could be wrong, who knows? But 2 cups of brown sugar in with the butter, and then you're just gonna whisk it around. I should probably use this paddle here, but this one's already attached and now it's dirty, so this one it is. Okay, my sugar and butter are well combined. I should use a spatula now. Oh, are you okay? I thought you were playing with your trolley, sweetheart. Oh. So they're like really well combined. It's almost like brown sugar butter. Just to show you the consistency. This is what's gonna give it that chewiness, whereas the white sugar, whoops, will give you a crunchy biscuit. So now what I'm gonna do, one at a time, slowly add in an egg, beat it, add the next egg, and then thoroughly beat it. I always crack an egg into a bowl first. My mum taught me this many years ago, because on the odd chance you crack it straight into your mixture, whether you're doing a cake mixture, a biscuit mixture, or even putting an egg into some rissoles you're making, if that egg is off, and I have opened an egg before and it's been off, your whole cake is destroyed, or whatever that you're preparing or making is destroyed. So I will always check first. I tell a lie, I don't always check. I should always check. Sometimes my kids crack it straight into the bowl. I'm not gonna lie. There's probably videos I've done already and I've cracked it straight into the bowl, but I'm sharing my tips today. Crack into one in a glass jar, a bowl, a container, something first, just to make sure the egg's not off, and then yeah, good to go. I'm gonna show you something. The only thing you can overbeat when making biscuits is when you add the flour, because then you're over kneading the gluten in the flour. Let me just show you. I'm hoping you're gonna be able to see this. Can you see in here, very slightly, this is a very light color, brown, but on the outside here, it's a slightly different color. Can I get the right lighting? So on the very outside here, this is actually a slightly darker color, and this side here is more like a cream. So I just scrape down my sides, because what I'm kind of doing now is with the egg, flour and sugar, I'm kind of whipping it, and this is going to give it nice aeration. You cannot fast beat or whip when you've got the flour in your mixture, because it will just become a hard rock. You'll literally get a hard rock of a biscuit made. Same when doing a cake. As soon as you add your flour into it, that's what they say, do your wet ingredients first, and then you add your dry ingredients, because your dry ingredients need to be gentle and usually fold through with a little bit of love and care. So I'm going to keep whipping this for a minute or two until it's really nice and fluffy, and you'll know, because again, that color changes to that lightness. I just want to get the rest of the sugar whipped. Alright, so I'm pretty happy. This is, it almost looks like a whipped butter, semi-whipped cream, like a really dense whipped cream. But this is where you get all of your aeration from. So I'm not gonna lie, when I was a little kid, I used to lick the whisk at the end. Yes, there's raw egg in it, but anyway, I used to lick the end of it. Whenever my mum would bake, I'd always lick this. My dad would have the bowl and would share cake batter. Funny story, when my dad and mum were dating, my mum's a really good home cook. She makes beautiful baked goods. I actually need to get her recipe for homemade marshmallow shortbread. Oh, it's so good. Every bit. Yeah, so when they were first dating or just married, my mum was making a cake and my dad ate a lot of the batter. And as you know, cakes rise in the oven. Your tummy's hot. So my dad overate the batter and his tummy started rising. It was literally like he had eaten 3 or 4 pieces of cake in a very short time span, because his tummy was literally exploding on him. So if you're gonna lick the batter, I don't know, people are funny about it, don't lick the batter, it's got raw egg in it. Just be mindful on how much you have. So what I'm gonna do now is add in 2.5 cups of flour. I only ever buy self-raising flour. So 2.5 cups of flour are gonna go into here. I usually do it in like a couple of batches because there's too much flour and trying to stir it becomes just too hard. You wanna come help?
Yeah.
Okay, set up your step. So in my massive tub of flour here, I've actually got like measuring cups. I've just used them as like scoopers. So this one here is 1/3 a cup. So I'm probably gonna add in 3.
Wow.
And then little man here has asked to help. So we're gonna stir, good counting.
Wait.
Can you stir that around for me?
Yeah.
So I'm just doing it in batches to help it. I think I was, gentle. Here comes the other one. I was saying before, I only ever have self-raising flour. I don't buy plain flour. I just don't. I feel it's quite hard, isn't it? I find self-raising flour a lot easier, but if you don't have self-raising flour, you can just add some baking soda or bicarb soda. If you are baking a cake or biscuits and you want them to rise, yeah, if you want your cake or biscuits to rise higher or you're not getting enough lift, baking soda. You want some help?
Yeah.
It gets quite hard, doesn't it? Because these are biscuits, not a cake. So you need to add baking soda. In a minute, we'll just get this one started for you. Baking soda and baking powder, they're different. So if you want a higher lift, get yourself some baking soda.
In the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you, you and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing.
Alright, sorry about the noise in the background, the kids are inside, and don't mind me, I'm actually going to put on some gloves because I am self-tanning. Totally set my day up back to front. And I also got a message from the tradesman who'll be out here at 4 o'clock. And I've got a feeling that whole door's going to come off, and it's the wrong time of the day to come out. Anyway, I've got gloves on because I'm self-tanning. I don't love to mix flour. I don't love to mix flour in the cake mixer, again, because I find it can overbeat it. And if I do, so I end up getting my hands and kind of just kneading it, because now it's actually getting into like a cookie dough, which is really, really good. Probably could have had it in my cake mixture with this paddle or my other one and had it, so because it's getting quite thick, like a cookie dough consistency. I don't have the power now, but I don't know if I'm going to add, or actually I probably could add some more flour. Because I don't want them to be like runny. You know when you cook a biscuit sometimes and they go like super, super flat? So I'm just going to slowly knead in some more flour. And you might think this looks like a lot, but keep in mind I'm just doing this by hand. I'm not like mixing it with a cake mixer, which is probably doing it more beating. Because again, you're not whipping it. You don't want to whip flour. Whip or whisk it. Okay, that's looking good. Like, see how it's all stuck together? Oops! I'm throwing like bits of dough everywhere. Oops! I feel all professional in these gloves. I'm not. A little bit more, and that's probably going to be enough. I've heated my oven, and I have my tray here. I've heated my oven. Did you just see all that fly out? I've heated my oven, I say moderate, so about 160. I do not have a great oven. I know how it cooks though. The back heats up a lot quicker and tends to overcook. A lot of ovens do that, whereas the front, obviously near the front door of the oven, doesn't. So, look, the hottest my oven goes, it's 250, and I got it at 260, 160 sort of set. So this is the consistency. It's hard because I've got the gloves on, but I don't want to contaminate my biscuits with self-tanner. But that's the consistency there. See how that was easy to roll, keeping it shaped. But I don't know if you can see it up close. That ball's not too wet. So sometimes you'll get it and it's like too shiny, which means there's too much butter in your mixture still. So add more flour. But you don't want to add too much flour or it becomes like just a dry mess. So there is a bit of a fineness to it. Don't ask me what size baking tray I've got, but I know I can fit 3 down and I think 5 across. I'm just rolling these into balls. You could roll them out to be like a thick slab with some flour on your kitchen bench, and you could get cookie cutters. Just dip the cookie cutter into flour when you go to cut so it doesn't stick every time you do your impression. If my kids were in the mood, I probably would have had them roll it out and made shapes, but I wanted to do like a mandatory quiet day with them today. It was, my dog keeps wanting to go out that door. It was a very busy weekend and I love doing a mandatory quiet day with them. They're still little and I think sometimes, I do 4 across. I think sometimes there's just too much in the day. So I usually do a mandatory quiet day. If we have a big busy weekend, it's a Monday. If we don't have a busy weekend, come Thursday, neither of them are at daycare or kindy, and that becomes our quiet day. So tomorrow we're actually going to the movies with a friend, and they have swimming in the morning. So it's swimming and then off to the movie. So tomorrow will be a fairly big day. They've got daycare and kindy on Wednesday. So we've got a couple of big days ahead. So probably good we're having a little bit of I call it like a quiet day. It's like a boring day where I don't put any structure in place that we have to go do things. And they can find activities and keep themselves occupied. Let's see how they turn out. Alright, I've got them on. Let's see how long it takes for them to cook. This cookie dough can sit in the fridge for a fair few days. And then you can like turn it into like a roll and then just slice off the bits that you want. Or you can do what I'm going to do, cook them all up, flash freeze them, and then put them into the freezer. And then I've kind of got like cup of tea, biscuit, morning tea, sort of set. I'm not going to say for how long because I don't know how long these are going to last. So one batch will probably go into an airtight container that we can just enjoy, and the other batch will definitely be going into the freezer. I actually think I might get 3 trays. I'm not making these super big. As you can see, I'm kind of like pulling bits off because I want them to be probably a bit more of a kid-friendlier size, more of a snack, nothing too big. I reckon if my kids like these ones, I reckon next time I'm going to put peanut butter in half of them. I do need to find out if my son's school is nut-free, peanut-free, or I think they call it just awareness. I'm not too sure. I'm catching up with the school again soon, so it's definitely a question I want to ask. So I'm not going to start making food my son loves and wants for school, and then he can't have it because it could potentially affect one of his friends. All these things you kind of think of for school kids. Alright, done. I baked these for exactly 15 minutes. Once they're cool, I'll transfer them. These still actually feel a little, you know when you like touch a cake and people say you want it to be like a bit more firm on top, these actually feel a bit gooey, but I want them that way. You don't want to overcook them. If a biscuit on anything, you want to undercook, in my opinion. Alright, I'm a terrible vlogger today. Excuse me. It's actually afternoon. My son went out with one of his friends today for a bike ride. He got invited, excuse me, a bit last minute. And then Little Miss went down for an early nap, and I just smashed out, need bread first, don't I, a bunch of emails. So the biscuits are cooked and they've been sitting on the bench. My kitchen needs to get clean and packed away. I've got tradesmen about to come. And you don't want me filming while the tradesmen are here because they're going to be noisy. So I don't feel like I've actually achieved much today. So,
Still hungry.
oh, we're still hungry. Will this video go up, guys? I do not know. Yes, darling?
The food touched my foot, now I'm full.
Oh, so now you're full.
And when the food touched my food.
No idea what he just said. What was I saying? Yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna put this video up, guys. I haven't actually achieved a lot. I am not in the mood to bake anything else. I go through the weirdest. I've actually put this on the wrong color plate. Goodness. Kids in there. I want this color plate. Just got that wrong, didn't I? What was I saying?
Mommy?
Anyway, Little Miss wants a sandwich. Hang on a sec. Alright, that's what I was saying. It's probably gonna be a terrible vlog. I'm just lacking a lot of energy. Oh, it's just one of those days where I think I need to rest as well. So, do I leave it here or do you watch me clean the kitchen again? I think that'd be quite boring. My son has got this car flippy thing. Oh my god, it's annoying. And I chose it. So maybe I'll come on later this afternoon and we can like show you dinner. Or I'm actually planning on doing a workout. Maybe I will keep going. I done it like, I think it was last year. When we first went into like the whole lockdown COVID thing, I found a really good YouTube workout lady called Chloe Ting, and she has great just 10-15 minute workouts, and it's great for a parent when you literally don't have 10-15 minutes in the day. It's kind of a plan of mine today. Let's just see how we roll. I'm just gonna, it's still early afternoon, let's just keep rolling.
Can't go back, that ass back. You can't go back, that ass so.
I just done a workout and I'm feeling so much better, but my son is not listening to me this afternoon. It's dinner time, we're having spag bowl. I just tried to do an Instagram reel, it failed, I deleted it. It was meant to be what we're having for dinner tonight. We're having spag bowl. The pasta's on, the mince is just heating up in the microwave, and I've got cheese. So pretty basic night. But after all this stuff that's going on with the Instagram, I put a post up the other day. And when I go through and look at my stats, because you can look through your stats, it's woeful. And I think after Instagram's announcement around them being not a photo platform now, it's more of a video platform, I think I'm gonna have to get on the bandwagon with these reels. I'm not gonna be dancing on them. I'm not gonna be singing. I'm not gonna be doing any of that kind of stuff. I need to find my little happy place where I can share useful tips with you and my cooking with you. And my first one failed, so there you go. So if you don't see my posts on Instagram, you're gonna have to look me up for the time being. I have put things on there, recipes and that sort of stuff, and I just don't know if people are seeing them. I'm not getting the views and the likes I used to get. Why, I don't know. I'm not big on the whole reels thing. I like watching them from a comical point of view. Come with me, come check my cup noodles. I don't mind like watching reels from like a comical point of view, but me doing them, you're not gonna have me doing them, I'm sorry. So I wasn't going to film dinner because it was going to be a reel, but that got deleted quite quickly. So we're just having spaghetti bolognese. There is no garlic bread tonight. The noodles are cooking, and I have got the mince just heated up in the freezer, pre-made from like a few weeks ago. On my board, if you would have seen like my meal planning for the week, this is my week when, I don't know if you're going to see it from over there. Yeah, I'm talking like toaster sandwiches, 2-minute noodles, soup in the freezer with some bread, real basic, and one of them was spag bol. We're gonna have that tonight. We had the roast last night. I had a roast chicken. I should have filmed it and I didn't. Anyway, it was so good. There's not enough leftovers. A whole chicken full of veg, a little bit of veg. My husband's having that for lunch. It was so good. We ate so much. My daughter ate 3 corn on the cobs. Big, long corn on the cobs. She ate 3 of them. So my fend for yourself night, my leftovers night, might end up being toasted sandwiches again, which is totally fine by me. So I'm gonna get dinner served up. My kids are in the backyard burning the last of their energy. I don't feel like this was a vlog today, because you literally saw me cook biscuits and I gave you a run through of some tips. You saw me chat and probably whinge. We've done a workout. I love Chloe Ting workouts. We've done the ab one, me and my kids, you would have seen. Loved it. And now we're having dinner. But I know some of you do like my videos and you enjoy these type of videos. So I'm sure another random one like this will come up again. But until then, we will talk later. Bye.